This is such a great idea. It's going to be a theme we see all the way through this beautiful closing ceremony, accompanied by the harps, a vinyl record. It used to be out of fashion, but I think even the young kids know exactly what this is now. This beautiful piece of music by Felix Mendelssohn is on the wings of song.
And we're starting to see some of the iconography of the 6 different sports.
Get the crowd to join in. Everyone's been given a flashlight so they can play their parts in the stadium.
Now the sports are coming together to unveil a video of some of the key moments here this Paralympic Winter Games. Video highlights the 9 days of competition, as seen on this spinning record. It shows the fighting spirit and resilience of these Paralympians.
Gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to all the Paralympians.
女士们、先生们，让我们为本届冬残奥会的运动员们喝彩。
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the People's Republic of China, His Excellency Xi Jinping, and the President of the International Paralympic Committee, Mr. Andrew Parsons.
女士们、先生们，现在欢迎中华人民共和国主席习近平先生、国际残奥委会主席安德鲁·帕森斯先生。
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China.
女士们、先生们，请起立，升中华人民共和国国旗，奏唱中华人民共和国国歌。 请坐。
It's time for the stars of the show, and I don't mean Shui Ronron, the mascot of these Paralympic Winter Games. They've been dancing and jigging their way through all the competition. They are very, very popular here in Beijing, the Lantern Child, bringing luck and auspiciousness.
Ode to Joy is best known for its use by Ludwig van Beethoven in the final movement of his Ninth Symphony, completed in 1824, but the words originally come from an ode.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flags of the delegations of the Beijing 2022 Paralympic Winter Games.
女士们、先生们，欢迎北京2022年冬残奥会代表团旗帜入场。
Now the flags and the flag bearers make their way out into the bird's nest. These athletes arrived as individuals, now coming together as one community of mankind. The National Paralympic Committees have selected a flag bearer, and of course that is a great honour for these Paralympians. The format is not the same as the opening ceremony, where we get floods of athletes coming through in order.
Molly Jepson carrying the flag for Canada. 46 nations, close to 600 athletes. Not all the athletes can be here tonight.
Yeah, and Steve, let's not forget Brian McKeever as well, who tied for the most ever gold medals won by a male winter Paralympic. The Canadian joined the German skier Gerd Schoenfelder on 16 gold medals.
France winning big in the para snowboard, Cecilia Nandez and Max Magione. Golden medals in the para snowboard. Costa Rica making their first appearance at Paralympic Winter Games. And the snowboard placards that went together to form our cauldron for these games, each carrying the name of the nations taking part here in Beijing. See the flag of the USA right there.
Such a positive and uplifting tune to accompany the entry of the flag bearers and soon the athletes. It's that ode written by Friedrich Schiller 40 years before the music was written.
And there's the Germans, represented by Leonie Walter. 2 bronze medals in the para biathlon.
Yes, they've unearthed a couple of teenage stars in the vision-impaired classes, Germany. Leonie Walter, as you mentioned, and 15-year-old Lynn Kazmaier.
Italy, the second to last nation to come in, because in 4 years' time, the family will meet up again in Milano Cortina.
Talk more about the performances of the host nation as the athletes come in. What an astonishing games from China.
The flag bearer for China, Menchu Zhang, who won China's first ever individual para-alpine skiing gold.
want to give a little shout out to the Aina family of Austria, because Austria's come sixth in the medals table, largely thanks to Johannes Aigner, his sister Veronica, Elizabeth, who acted as her guide in the visually impaired skiing, and Johannes's twin sister Barbara, because they have had an extraordinary haul of medals in Beijing 2022, making their Paralympic Winter Games debut.
Well, love a surprise in a ceremony, and the athletes have been taken to their seats.
Well, we saw how athletes do like their moment in the centre stage, and it's sometimes difficult to encourage them to take their seats. The flags look resplendent in the middle of the stadium, and the cauldron hanging high in the sky, but not aglow for very much longer. The flag of the People's Republic of China. What a sporting, winter sporting nation this country now is.
Their success no better epitomised than in the cross-country and biathlon. They shared the podium repeatedly with Ukraine. Were the dominant nations at Zhangjiakou. The simple fact that the facilities have been built, that's allowing them to train in the right conditions. They also have a vast indoor facility in the province of Jilin to the north of here. Extensive talent identification program, intensive training, and the results have come. From 1 medal 4 years ago to top of the table in 2022.
There were 4 snowboarders taking part in Pyeongchang. No medals, but of the 24 para-snowboard medals up for grabs, and that is very much an intended pun, the People's Republic of China have won 10. 3 gold, 3 silver and 4 bronze medals.
It's been a rapid rise for China. They won their first Paralympic gold medal 4 years ago in the wheelchair curling. They won gold then and defended it here in Beijing as well.
Flag bearer tonight for New Zealand, Corey Peters, a gold and a silver in Alpine, and teammate Adam Hall picking up 2 bronze medals. New Zealanders ever punching above their weight in international sport.
Great Britain won their first gold medal in men's para-alpine skiing. Neil Simpson and his brother, Andrew, his guide, won the men's Super G for the visually impaired. There has been very much a family feel to a lot of the competition.
It's an incredible central area of the arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newly elected members of the International Paralympic Committee Athletes Council.
女士们、先生们，欢迎国际残奥委会运动员委员会新当选委员。
Just do it, Canada Paralpine Ski.
加拿大残奥高山滑雪运动员 Just do it。
Birgit Skarstein, Norway, Para Cross Country Ski.
挪威残奥越野滑雪运动员 Birgit Skarstein。
So the Athletes Council is made up of 9 athletes in total, including 3 winter
Congratulations to the new members of the
and 6
IPC
summer
Athletes
para-athletes.
Council.
祝贺国际残奥委会运动员委员会新当选委员。
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome representatives of the volunteers of the Beijing 2022 Paralympic Winter Games.
女士们、先生们，欢迎北京2022年冬残奥会志愿者代表。
The Athletes Council acts as liaison between athletes and decision makers, influences how the sport and the movement grows and develops.
On behalf of all athletes, new members of the IPC Athletes Council now thank all volunteers for their invaluable contribution to the Games.
现在由新当选的国际残奥委会运动员委员会委员代表全体运动员，向北京2022年冬残奥会志愿者表示感谢。
This is the part of the ceremony where we recognise the contributions of the volunteers, which was a protocol which was first unveiled to the world at the Olympic Games in Beijing 2008 and has been a part of Olympic ceremonies ever since.
Again, can't say enough about how polite, helpful, cheerful the volunteers have been at all venues and around the broadcast centre where we've spent so much of our time.
And I hope that they got everything out of this occasion
all
that they
the
hoped for as
volunteers.
well. They obviously did so much for everybody involved in the games, but I hope it was a great experience for them.
in my heart burden be, that I am still waiting in the silence until you come and sit down with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong and I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can me up to more than I can
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Paralympic anthem.
女士们、先生们，请起立，降国际残奥委会会旗，奏国际残奥委会会歌。请坐。
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the International Paralympic Committee, Mr. Andrew Parsons, the Mayor of Beijing, Mr. Chen Jining, the Vice Mayor of Milan, Ms. Anna Scavuzzo, and the Mayor of Cortina d'Ampezzo, Minister Gianpietro Gedina.
女士们、先生们，欢迎国际残奥委会主席安德鲁·帕森斯先生、北京市市长陈吉宁先生、米兰市副市长安娜·斯卡吴佐女士及科尔蒂纳·丹佩佐市市长詹皮耶克罗·吉迪纳先生。
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic flag handover ceremony.
女士们、先生们，国际残奥委会会旗交接仪式开始。
The Mayor of Beijing hands the Paralympic flag to the President of the IPC, who entrusted to the Vice Mayor of Milan and the Mayor of Cortina d'Ampezzo, the hostess cities of the next Paralympic Winter Games.
请北京市市长陈吉宁先生将国际残奥委会会旗交给国际残奥委会主席安德鲁·帕森斯先生。请安德鲁·帕森斯先生将国际残奥委会会旗交给下一届主办城市米兰市副市长安娜·斯卡吴佐女士及科尔蒂纳·丹佩佐市市长詹皮耶克罗·吉迪纳先生。
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Italy.
女士们、先生们，请起立，升意大利国旗，奏意大利国歌。请坐。
Before the first rays of sunlight, before we know our own name, inside of us, we already know the power of light. This is us, the defiant ones. We are fearless, unstoppable, breakers of boundaries. We travel the world. We aim higher. We aim further. We know change starts with sports. Together we inspire, transform the perspective. We are ready to shine again, again and again, and change the world we live in. Now you know who we are. We are the best part of you. We bring the light. We are the light.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the Beijing Organizing Committee for the 2022 Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games, Mr. Cai Qi, and the President of the International Paralympic Committee, Mr. Andrew Parsons.
女士们、先生们，欢迎北京2022年冬奥会和冬残奥会组织委员会主席蔡奇先生。 国际残奥委会主席安德鲁·帕森斯先生。
Cai Qi is the president of the organizing committee for both the Olympics and Paralympics.
尊敬的习近平主席
He's
和夫人
acknowledging
彭丽媛
President
女
Xi
士，
Jinping, Madam
尊
Peng
敬的
Liyuan,
帕森斯主席，
Andrew
各位运
Parsons,
动员，
athletes, guests,
各
and
位来
ladies and
宾，
gentlemen and
女
friends.
士们、先生们、朋友们，北京冬残奥会
The Beijing
即将落下
2022
帷幕。
Paralympic Winter Games is coming to an
在
end.
短短的9天里，
Over the
一次
past
又
9
一次
days,
的
we've
自我
witnessed
挑
countless
战，
moments of Paralympians
一个又
pushing
一个
beyond
的
their
感
limits
动
in
瞬
pursuit of
间，
excellence.
都给
These
我们
touching
留
moments
下
will become
美
beautiful,
好
unforgettable
而难忘
memories
的
that we
记
can
忆。
cherish.
此时此刻，
On behalf of
我代
Beijing
表北京
2022,
冬奥
I'd
组
like
委
to congratulate all the
向
Paralympians.
所有参赛运动员
You have
表示
fulfilled
热
your
烈的
Paralympic
祝贺。
dream with a steely will.
你们用坚强意志实现了残奥梦想，
With your optimistic,
让我们看到了
And dashing
乐观
attitude
进
towards
取的
life,
人生态度，
dignity derived from
体会到
equality
了
and
平等自
self-reliance
强的生命尊严，
and tenacity and fortitude.
见证了顽强
You
拼
have
搏的
once again
精神
showcased
力
to the
量，
world the unique appeal of the
让
Paralympic
全
Winter
世界
Games.
再次领略到了冬残奥会的独特魅力。我要向残奥大家庭成
I would
员
like to express my
致以
heartfelt
衷心的
appreciation
感
to the
谢。
Paralympic family members
你们
whose
的支
support
持
is
确保
indispensable
了
for
赛
the
事的
success
顺
of the
利举办。
Games.
感谢所有媒体
I
工作
want to
者，
thank friends from the media who
向
have
全球
captured
呈
and
现
shared with the
了
world the
精彩
splendor
的
of the
残奥
Paralympic
运动。
sports.
感谢包括
And
医
I want to
护防
thank
疫
the
人
medical
员、
workers,
志
volunteers
愿
and all
者
other
在内
support
的
staff
全体
whose
服务
hard
保
work
障
and
人员。
excellent services fully
你们
demonstrate
用
to the
辛勤
world
付出
the
和温馨
hospitality,
服务，
sincerity and friendliness
让八方
of the
来
Chinese
宾
people.
感受到了中国人民的热情、真诚和友善。正是大家的
It
共
is the
同努
concerted
力，
efforts of all of you
成就
that have
了
made a simple,
北京
safe
冬
and
残奥会
splendid
的
games possible.
简约、安全、精彩。追求卓越，
During the 9-day games, Paralympic athletes have strived for excellence to realize their dreams in Beijing and Zhangjiakou. The success of the Games speaks volumes about the power of solidarity and inclusiveness. Let us continue to carry forward the Paralympic values of courage, determination, inspiration and equality. Promote greater advancement of the well-being of persons with disabilities and work together for a brighter shared future. Now, may I invite Mr. Andrew Parsons, President of the International Paralympic Committee, to speak.
Your Excellency Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, President of the Organizing Committee Tsai Chi, athletes, sports fans across the globe, tonight we must close the Beijing 2022 Paralympic Winter Games. After 3 successive games in Asia, the Paralympic movement is bigger and stronger. Our vision for inclusion through parasport more meaningful and more needed than ever before. If Beijing 2008 started a new chapter of growth for the Paralympic movement, then Beijing 2022 has marked a new dawn for the Paralympic Winter Games. You promised simple, safe, and splendid. You delivered stunning, secure, and spectacular. Awesome organization, vibrant venues, and sensational sport, the hallmarks of great games here in Beijing. For sure, China has set the benchmark for all future Winter Games. For certain, China is now a Paralympic winter sports powerhouse. Chu He, Nie Chung Kuo. For this, thank you to the Organizing Committee, the National Paralympic Committee of China, the national and local authorities, and most of all, the Chinese people. Xie xie! To the 9,000 volunteers, you have been the heartbeat of these games. Your enthusiasm energized and empowered us all. 这人就业非常给力。Thank you to the 46 participating national Paralympic committees, international federations, technical officials. Your stunning efforts made these games possible. Thank you to OBS, OIS, the world's media, commercial partners for amplifying the impact of these games. Your coverage and campaigns will not only help advance the lives of China's 85 million persons with disability, but the 1.2 billion that make up 15% of the world's population. Thank you to the Team IPC. 2 games in 7 months, an heroic effort. I'm so proud of you. To the athletes, during the most difficult of times, your performances shone brightly. Rather than rely on history, you created it. On ice and snow, you produced moments of magics and moments to savor. In the face of adversity, you showed strength in diversity. As proud Paralympians, you thrilled, you surprised, you inspired. You displayed determination, courage, and skill. You show new levels of resilience and respect. You play hard, but you play fair. You turn your talents into triumphs. As beacons of hope and champions for peace, your actions spoke way louder than words. In the Paralympic villages, there were different nations, different views, different abilities. Differences here did not divide us. They united us together for a shared future. Through this unity, we have hope. Hopes for inclusion, hopes for harmony, and importantly, hopes for peace. The feeling of hope is part of the human experience. Humankind hopes to live in a world where dialogue prevails. Our movement, the Paralympic movement, hopes world leaders be inspired by the actions of Paralympians. Finally, the time has come for me to declare the Beijing 2022 Paralympic Winter Games closed. I call upon Paralympic athletes all over the world to meet again in Milano and Cortina, in Italy, in 4 years' time, where once again you will inspire and excite the world with your sporting excellence. Xie, thank you very much. Muito obrigado.
Prepare for a symphony of timpani drums. Sets of timpani drums are set up around our clock face that's now forming in the centre of Bird's Nest Stadium.
The number 13 has been woven into this Paralympic Winter Games throughout. 13 is a lucky number in China and stands for assured growth or definitely bright, vibrant. Beijing 2022 was the 13th Paralympic Winter Games, and it's no mistake that the ceremony is on the 13th of March.
They're getting all the toys out of the bag for this final flourish.
It's the extinguishing of the Paralympic flame. Now on show are the 24 solar terms. We recently marked the beginning of a new term in the lunar year. Reaching the spring season is the first season of the solar term.
The sense of an ending is very evident now, an end to the music and the flame of these games, and very poignantly presented.
visit the Paralympic waltz, which forms such a large part of the opening ceremony. Things have come full circle here at Beijing 2022. A beautiful piece of music.
Yes, time might be up in Beijing, but let the clock start again for Milano Cortina.
Every Paralympian who's made the start list has taken to the ice or snow to compete at these games is testament to the belief that sport can produce change, would that it could produce peace. A simple flame held by the little girl at the end there, symbolic of the flame burning in our hearts, and hopefully a little spark from the spirit in motion we've witnessed over the last 9 days will burn a little in your hearts, and until we meet again in 4 years' time.
We saw the Milano Cortina 2026 Paralympic emblem, the first ever logo chosen by popular vote, and a number of the athletes who embody the power and determination of the athletes from Italy across the different sports here at the Paralympic Winter Games.
Gentlemen, this concludes the closing ceremony of the Beijing 2022 Paralympic Winter Games. Together for a shared future. Good night, everyone.
女士们、先生们，北京2022年冬残奥会闭幕式到此结束，让我们一起向未来。祝大家晚安。
Well, China, the historically accepted inventor of fireworks, it was welcome and expected the games would have such a noisy and colourful and moving conclusion. Breathtaking and original. Parts of this ceremony you just could not take your eyes off the colour and vibrancy and strong messaging.
It's hard not to feel part of the cast here. The technology has been spectacular, but the people have been outstanding.
It's been a victory for perseverance and determination just to have these games start and finish against the backdrop of the pandemic and other current world events, and we thank our competitors and hosts.
We certainly do. The Paralympics are crucial in placing people with disabilities in the limelight and demonstrating the huge amount they have to offer to society internationally. The Games has an important role to play in changing attitudes and perceptions of people's abilities and capabilities around the world.
And in these difficult times, the Paralympic movement has gone from strength to strength. Beijing 2022 showing what is possible, and that if we're together, we will have a shared future.
We'd hope when the organising committee and the IPC do their analysis of these games, they give themselves a high mark. Any number of hurdles to the games succeeding, but every challenge was met. Well, we're pleased and humbled to have had your company over the past 10 days. We trust you've admired and appreciated the efforts of the near 600 athletes here and hope you'll be back for more Paralympic winter sport. On behalf of the team behind the scenes who've worked hard to bring you the sights and sounds of the Paralympic Winter Games of 2022, it's goodbye from the Bird's Nest and Beijing.
Together for a shared future.
Ensemble pour un futur partagé.
Spoločne za zdieľanú budúcnosť.
Gemeinsam für die Zukunft.
一起向未来.
Samen voor een gedeelde toekomst.